Dan, and this is my review of American Gods by Neil Gaiman. For those of you who are not familiar with who Neil Gaiman is, he is the writer of the Sandman comic series that was produced by Vertigo, which is owned by DC. I will admit I've never read any Sandman books. I hope to get to them in the near future. But he did write other books such as Neverwhere and Coraline, etc. So this book takes place in a world, if you can imagine a world where gods and legendary creatures and legends are real. When people first came to North America, they brought their beliefs with them, and their beliefs became real, like, embodiments of these gods and these legends. I think that concept is so cool, and not only that, but Neil Gaiman's prose, like the way he writes so eloquently, and he writes like with so much enriching detail. The world building in this book was just unreal. It was so good. I just could not, not read anymore. I just got so sucked into this world, the character building. So yeah, we've got this world where there are gods who walk amongst, real people. We've got everybody from, like, Norse gods to, like, African gods. Anything you can imagine. And then there are the old world gods, and then there are the new world gods. And there's going to be an epic battle. It's all about how there's going to be this showdown between the old and new gods. And I won't say any more than that because I don't want to spoil it. But I know I did read some other reviews of this book. Yes, this book is highly rated on Goodreads. I rated this 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. I thought this was one of the best works I've read by Neil Gaiman, in my honest opinion. But a lot of other people felt like, they felt like that this book, like, nothing happened for them. They felt like it was very slow-paced. I will admit it is a slow-paced book. It is not one that's going to, like, jump right into the action right away. It does go at a slow pace, and I have to disagree with those people who said nothing happened in this book, because a lot of stuff happened in this book. It just didn't go at a very fast pace. It was a little bit of a slow pace, but like I said before, Gaiman, like, introduces you to all these elements, and he gives you background stories, so you kind of gives you a little bit of clues as to who the god is, or what their characteristics are like. So it's kind of a mystery in itself, because while you're reading it, you're given little tidbits of different things, and you kind of you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense now when you get to the end of it. So for all those reasons, I thought this was a great book. One of the best books I've read so far this year. If you have not checked it out yet, I definitely think you should. I was recommended this book by one of my friends who doesn't really read a lot of fiction. He doesn't read a lot of books. He reads mostly comics. And for him to say that this was a great book, I was like, dude, I definitely got to check out this book, because if he thinks it's great, I can only imagine that this is going to be a quality read. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'm currently reading the sequel, The Anansi Boys, and I do have to say, this does do well as a standalone. It was quite lengthy. It was about 592 pages. It took me a little while to get through it, and I think I was kind of discouraged because of the reviews. I shouldn't read other people's reviews while I'm reading something, because I think that kind of discouraged me and made me not want to read it as fast as I probably should have. But it does do well as a standalone, and I can tell you from starting the second book, that one does well, I think, as a standalone too, because it starts out and it starts to introduce you to like all the characters and explains everything. So yeah, thank you for tuning in for this review. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and if you would like to see more from my channel, please hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, later.